If you have problems getting a straight hem on things and you don't have anybody to help you, then you may want to check out this review of a chalk hem marker which I tried for the first time. Hi everyone, and today I'm going to show you my review of a chalk hem marker. Now, I ordered this from a website called Adjustoform. Now, it looks like something you would probably find in a hospital, but it is a device which helps you to measure where you want your hem to be when you're wearing the item, because some of us have wonky shoulders, we don't always stand up straight, and we have different postures. So cutting a straight hem when a skirt or a dress is lying on the ground or on the table, that's easy to do, but when it's on our bodies, it hangs differently. So if you want it to lie straight when it's hanging on you, sometimes when you look at it, it looks like it might be longer in some places than others. So this is where this comes in. So I ordered this because the dress that I'm wearing, it is a half circle, has a half circle skirt, and it had dropped out in all sorts of places. So it was a lot longer, like by a few inches in some places than the other. So you'll see that in a moment. But I just wanted to show you a close-up of this. So it has a measuring gauge on there, which, to be honest, other than I guess you would say, oh, the height you'd want it to be would be say 17 or 18 or something. The numbers I wouldn't even really use. You go by your body. So if you wanted something to be above the knee or below the knee, I would just go by where this bit sits on your actual body rather than any of the numbers on the side. Now this it lifts up and down by this little lever here, and then it locks into place. This here, I just know how we put it this way, you can probably see it a bit better then. So here is the chalk pot. So that just pulls out, you put special chalk powder in it, and then it just pops back in again. And it has a tube with a pump. So when you squeeze it, I'll see if you can see it. I'll squeeze it now. Can you see that? It puts out a puff of chalk, and it has like a point on it. I'm trying to get the right angle. I'm sort of in the way. So when it comes out of here, it then puffs out into a line, or it's supposed to puff out into a line on the item. I haven't used this. I've only just bought this and arrived about a week or so ago, and I bought it specifically for this dress. The downside I've found so far has been the legs on this. You'll see some rather attractive sticky tape here on this foot. I don't know if that is faux. I've had each of these feet to push them on so they don't pop off has split. It has split the plastic, and one of these, look, it just comes off. It doesn't even stay in. So I think I'm going to be emailing them tomorrow just to see if they can do something about that, because it's not great. It was about £22, I think, and it was from the Adjustoform's website. I'll put all the details down below if you want to check it out. There's a few around, but they're more or less all the same kind of thing. So I will whiz now into the video. Just a small disclaimer that when I did film it earlier on the day, I didn't realise the switch had been knocked on my camera, and it was filming in some kind of weird special effect sequence. But because I have cut the fabric, I can't refilm it because it would make the dress really short if I then made it even shorter with the hem marker. So just bear with me, but you can still see how it works and my thoughts on it. So if you can see from the side, you can see that there's bits which are hanging down longer, and then it really goes up, which of course you can't, when it's out like that, you can't tell. When it hangs, these side bits here are hanging loads longer than what, look, that's how short it is at the front, and then the side, it's going like below my knee. So I'm going to have to chop off probably quite a lot, so I'll set the hem marker up. So you can see along here, you see the chalk marks, I'm going to draw a line and join them up and see if it looks straight or not. I have since cut it off, and I'll just show you that in some places I only need to cut this amount off, but as you can see in other places, there's a camouflage a bit, it is quite a bit. So I will show you now what it looks like, but I think it has done quite a good job. I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out. If I look closely, it's maybe slightly shorter at the front than it is the rest, and that is purely down to the fact that when there's a lot of material hanging, so it's all the folds, it's a bit tricky to get that chalk marker in all the way around. If you had a straight dress or a straight skirt, that would be a lot easier, like an A-line or something like that, because then literally the chalk mark would go all around and it would be on a flat surface. But when there's folds and gathers and that kind of thing, then it can't get in and out, and then when you pull it, if you were to open it out and pull it, then it might distort where the actual hem needs to go. When you press this, there was times when I thought I'd run out of chalk, but there was chalk still in it, and I don't know whether the chalk had compressed or what it was. So I was pressing it like this, like, you know, fairly lightly to start with, and then after a while nothing was coming out and I didn't realise, so I kept spinning around and thought I'd done, and then I looked and no chalk had come out. So then you have to really squeeze it hard to get that chalk out, and actually the harder you squeeze it, the more defined line you get on the chalk mark. If you're interested in other sewing tips, then I will leave a video here that you might like to check out, and I will see you again in my next video.